Hi, everyone. Welcome. This is Heather Vickery. Welcome to this week's episode of Brave in Action. It's my weekly live show where I join you to share just a little bit of information about how you can bring everyday brave into your life and into your business so that you can have a life and a business that you absolutely freaking love in every possible way. You are watching me live on Facebook, YouTube, and I think I've linked it in Twitter. And I'm also doing a live stream on Instagram. So if I look over here and wave hi, it's because I'm talking to Instagram folks. Today, we are talking about a topic that is really near and dear to my heart. We are talking about creating the life that you want. Dreamscaping is what I call it. And it's something that I think is really powerful. Before we do that, I just want to remind you all that I am here almost every single Wednesday at 1:30 p.m. Central. Next week, however, I will not be here because I'm going on vacation. A well-earned actual 7 days off with cutting no social media, no computer, me and books and sun and relaxation. And it's going to be amazing. And I'm really looking forward to that experience. What I'm asking you all to do, though, next week is take some time for yourself as well. So whether you do it at this same time, 1:30 p.m. Central every day, or on that day, or sometime throughout the day, take 15 to 20 minutes just for you to really dig in on yourself. Do whatever you want in those 15 to 20 minutes. And then go to Brave on Purpose Facebook group. We're going to have a prompt question there. And come and tell us how you spent that time on yourself. And let's inspire one another and motivate one another to find different, unique, and creative ways to love on ourselves just a little bit longer. For those of you who don't know, I host two podcasts, the Brave Files podcast, where I interview people who have stepped out of fear and into bravery in literally every possible way, and Was It Chance, which is the podcast about creating intentional risk to build a successful life, manifestation, intentional creation, all that fun stuff. If you are curious, you can subscribe to my newsletter. If you go to vickeryandco.com, it'll prompt you to subscribe to the newsletter. When you do that, we send out updates on the episodes every single week, as well as reminders about the Brave in Action weekly live show and whatever else I feel like sharing or have going on. And I would love to have you join us. So vickeryandco.com. You can register for the newsletter. When you do, you're going to get a gift. My gift to you is the Brave Method 101 Quick Guide. The Brave Method is my creative, strategic approach to problem solving, dreaming, designing, building, creating, and experiencing a life and a business that you love. For those of you who don't already know this, I wrote a book. It came out last October. The paperback version is out now, as well as the ebook, the hardback, and I'm working on the audiobook this year. The book, Fuck Fearless, Making the Brave Leap, shares with you the Brave Method through a series of personal memoir stories, case studies, which are people who have been guests on my podcast or who are clients, past or present, not future. I haven't invented clients yet. All right. So case studies, memoir, and then Brave in Action sections where you can get in and do this work on your own. The Brave Method, Brave is an acronym. It stands for boundaries, what I call the 3 R's: reassessment, reframing, resilience, action and accountability, vulnerability, and then expand and empower. Those first 4 steps, they're going to come in and out in all sorts of different ways. But that last one, that's your result. When you show up for yourself, when you decide to live everyday brave and to implement the Brave Method, you expand and empower yourself and everyone around you, and it's completely contagious. And a lot of that starts right here, what we're talking about today, which is dreamscaping into your future. You can't get where you're going, folks, if you don't know where it is. It's so incredibly important for you to have a vision to work towards, right? We know that you have big dreams. Some of you have shared your big dreams with me. Some of you maybe are just starting to see a little sliver of what some people call your big, hairy, audacious goal dream is. Or maybe the dream is so ridiculous that you can't ever imagine for a second how it could become yours. First, we have to have those big dreams. And then we have to say it's okay to admit it and start living in a space. So when I talk about Was It Chance, the podcast, intentional creation, manifestation isn't deciding something and then it's just going to happen. Manifestation is making a declaration and then showing up in your life and in your business in ways that move you closer and closer towards the creation of that experience and of that goal. And dreamscaping falls into that. Do you dream in the quiet of the night? Do you dream in the shower? Do you dream when you're walking? Do you dream when you're making dinner? You have amazing, bold, beautiful, gutsy dreams. And I would like to help you make those a reality. I have a dreamscaping worksheet, which used to be available on my website. We took it off my website. I would like to offer it to you. You have to be watching this live stream right now to know if you email me at heather@vickeryandco.com. heather@vickeryandco.com. Send me an email, title Dreamscaping. I will send you for free my gift, my pleasure, a copy of my Dreamscaping worksheet. It takes you through that. First step is, what do I want in my wildest dreams? What could I imagine that looking like? There is a chapter in the book, Fuck Fearless, on dreamscaping as well. What could that look like? How would it feel to have your ideal life, your ideal day, your ideal business, your dreams? I want you to think bigger than a job, bigger than a business, all around. What is it going to feel like? What are you going to feel like when you wake up in the morning on those days? How are you going to move through the day? How are you going to engage with people? How are they going to feel after they engage with you? Right? We want to get really clear on every element of that. What will it look like? What will it smell like? What will it taste like? If you could give it a color, what color would it be? Why would it be that color? What would it instill in the people around you? Because remember, all of this work is contagious. Our negative is contagious. Our positive is contagious. Our gratitude and celebration, they are contagious. Our joy is contagious. Sadness is contagious. That's not to say that you aren't going to be sad. It's not to say that you're not going to have moments that feel wildly difficult and challenging, because we do all the time. In the Brave method, we acknowledge those feelings and those fears. We feel them and we say, we practice self-compassion. If you don't know Kristen Neff's work, check her out. We say, I feel this way. We don't judge it. We just acknowledge it. It's a thing that exists. And then we say, what do I want to do with that information? Right? So you're going to feel all the things. And then, does this fit? And dreamscaping your beautiful future, we're going to take something big and then we're going to come in and we're going to focus on what is one step you can take right now that will move you closer to this big, beautiful dreamscape that you've created for yourself. Sometimes I've had people who say that I can't do that. It's too hard. There are too many options. And so they'll reverse engineer their dreamscape. They'll say, this is what I know I don't want. Now, in general, I'm not personally a big fan of working with the negative, but I work with some friends who are shadow coaches and they love it. And you have to know yourself better than anybody else. If you look at my book, if you look at the very end, it tells you, my book, what is the number one rule? What's Heather's number one rule? I would be curious to know if any of you are here and you're familiar with me, if you know what my number one rule is. Does anybody know it? My number one rule is that there are no fucking rules, y'all. There are no rules. Do it however you want. So I'm all about approaching things from a positive, creating what I want by being in that space. I have Be Here Now tattooed on my arm. I use my I Am manifestation affirmations every day. I stand in the space now that I want to create for the future because I believe deeply. In fact, I know from my own experience and from watching my clients that we are creating the future right now. The past is the past. 30 seconds ago was 30 seconds ago. Right now is the only time that exists, because 30 seconds from now will still be right now. So you're creating your future right now. But if dreamscaping feels unapproachable to you, make a list of all the things that you know you don't want, because you can take that list of what you know you don't want and you can reverse it. Well, if I know I don't want to work 100 hours a week and feel exhausted and tired and have to push myself out of bed every day, what's the opposite of that? I want to work 20 hours a week. I want to work, 4 days a week, 5 hours a day. And I want to work really focused and really hard in those 5 hours a day, 4 days a week. And the rest of the time is all for me. That could be your dream. I know I want that. I know I want to wake up and feel good. Well, how do we do that? What makes you feel good? Is it getting a certain amount of sleep? Is it using essential oils before bed? Is it a meditation before bed? Is it havening? Do any of you haven? I've just started doing that. When you wake up in the morning, you do this, right? Or this, or this, right? Making a declaration, affirmation for the morning, whatever it's going to be. So if you make a list of what you don't want, it's much easier sometimes to see what you do want. So if you can't tap in to what you want your big dream, your beautiful dream life to look like right now, maybe that's a way to get in. The other thing that I find to be really impactful is to set some big picture visions, several of them. And I want you to remember that my goal for all of you, as you lean into living a brave life, and what does that mean? It doesn't mean that things aren't hard. It doesn't mean you're not afraid. It doesn't mean things don't challenge you. It simply means that you are choosing to be in your life, to be in control of your life, to own your actions, your responsibilities, and to create and manifest the things that you want. That's brave. Why do I say fuck fearless? I say fuck fearless because fearlessness is for sociopaths and 3-year-olds. Fearlessness is thoughtlessness. It's going and doing something without planning, without thinking, without being intentional. Bravery requires thought and intention. And sometimes the fear just goes with us. We just say, okay, fear, come on, let's go. We're going to do this anyway. I feel you. You're there. Where do you feel it in your body? You're there, fear. That's okay. We can be friends. Come on in. Let's go. Right? But when you're dreaming and dreamscaping your life, I want it to be your life. I don't want you to build a business or have a career that your life then somehow is forced to fit into. I want you to imagine a life that you love, and then we will put your business and your career into it. It will enhance your life, not become your life. Who's down with that idea? Who likes the way that sounds? Yes. I don't know who's here. I see some comments from folks. Bravery requires thought and intention. That might be my friend Angela. I'm not sure. Using this new Melon streaming system right now, and that means that I don't know how to see your names. I'm still working on all of that. But so you can always say your name, and I appreciate that. Who's excited about the idea of dreamscaping? Remember that if you want to get the dreamscaping worksheet, I have one for you. It's totally free. All you have to do is send me an email. Heather, it's BJ. Hi, BJ. It's so nice to see you, friend. I'm glad you're back. Send me an email, heather@vickeryandco.com. I will send you the dreamscaping worksheet. And if you want, I will talk to you about it. I will help you with it. I will engage with you on it. You could come back and tell me, oh my God, I didn't even know this was my dream. Holy hell, this seems crazy. Those of you who have been hanging around, and I see BJ here. BJ has heard me say this. I started having real dreams, like actual dreams, repetitive dreams that kept telling me that I'm going to win an Emmy. Now, I'm not in TV, right? I'm here with you on a live stream, but I'm not in TV. I write, I podcast, I coach, I do speaking, not on TV. How does one win an Emmy if you're not on TV? I do not know. I have surrendered the how, but I have decided to lean into it. I desire creating this thing that keeps presenting itself to me. And so now I find that I'm approaching certain situations in my life and thinking, I could have this conversation, or it could show up for this event, or I could do this, and that could lead me into this path. That could be the thing that gets me my Emmy. Who knows? I don't know why I want that. I didn't even know I wanted it. My subconscious told me I wanted it. Let me share one last quick story with all of you, because this, when we want to dream big, and then we have to take those dreams, those big dreams, into small, intentional action steps in order to create them. Okay? I don't know how many of you are around my age range. How many of you love Will Smith? I love Will Smith. And I am currently listening to his new memoir out called Will. But he opens the book with this story that I love so much. He grew up with a very strict, militant-ish father. And when he was young, I want to say 10, I don't know that I remember correctly, his dad told him and his brother, you guys are going to build a wall. You're going to build a brick wall. And the kids don't know how to build a brick wall, from everything from digging the trench to mixing the mortar, all of it, build a brick wall. Something that he's like, these days you would go to jail for making a kid do this. It's like child labor laws, right? If we had a professional crew, they'd come in 2 days, they'd be done. It took them an entire year, and they belly ached the whole time. As kids, what he said, we didn't get a day off. My dad worked every day. There were no holidays. There were no breaks. We laid bricks every single day. We worked on this wall every single day. And we would complain, like, we're never going to get a wall. How are we going to do this? It's never going to work, right? And one day his dad said, I need you boys to stop focusing on the wall. Stop thinking about the wall. All you need to focus on is laying the best brick you can lay. And then once you laid that brick, lay the next best brick. And the next thing they knew, a year later, they had a whole wall. They couldn't believe it. They couldn't even imagine that they could create it, but there it was. And Will Smith said that was the best lesson he ever got in his life. And everything he looks at now, I just need to lay the next brick. So we want to dream big. We want to dreamscape. You want to hold on to that and then break it down into small intentional steps and think of those steps like bricks. You're going to lay that brick and then you're going to do the next one. And each of those little things pile up on top of one another to create whatever it is that you are here to create. Before you all go, I'm going to pull a Create Brave card for you. I'm going to try and make this a regular practice each Wednesday in my Brave in Action live show. The Create Brave cards are a set of manifestation card decks that are here to help guide and source you in your decision making, in your manifesting, and you can use them in a lot of different ways. I created these with my partner in crime on this, Rachel Swanson. She's amazing. They're beautiful. She did all of the artwork for them. Can you guys see them? I'm going to show them to Instagram. Here they are. If you would like to get your own set of Create Brave cards, you can do that. Just visit vickeryandco.com/store. They are right there, along with copies of my book. Each card has a beautiful design on it, as well as a focus word and an affirmation or a mantra. And then we have a little guidebook to go with it. So I'm just going to, I always wait for the cards to sort of tell me which one is mine for the day. This one says, of all things, this is perfect that this card is the one that fell out, focus. I let go of my distractions and I remain present. I let go of my distractions and I remain present. I love this. I would start, if I were I am pulling this card for myself today and for all of you. If I had this deck and I was private, I would start by looking at the image and thinking about how it makes me feel. Where do I feel this word in my body? What does it immediately bring up for me? What shows up when I do that? I let go of my distractions and I remain present. I personally then would decide to commit to the day to be aware of this word. When do I want focus to be a priority? Come back and stay focused, or call me out if I'm not staying focused. Then I would pull out the guidebook, which is in alphabetical order. It has the word, it has the affirmation and coaching guidance and a prompt. So what does it say for focus? I let go of distractions and remain present. Yes, present is BJ's word of the year. I love that. I love it. Coaching guidance. One of the most difficult things to do is to stay present and focused and to not let life's distractions prevent you from being here at this exact moment. Be here now. It's also one of the most worthwhile endeavors. Take the time to let go of distractions and be aware of what's happening around you and within you. Note how these things make you feel. Focus helps you reconnect to your inner self, tackle a challenging project, or finish something you're struggling with. Focus also extends to being in conversation. An undistracted conversation leaves all involved feeling valued, heard, and worthy. Show others they are important by giving them your full attention. Your conversations will be deeper and more meaningful, and your relationships will be stronger. Honing your focus in multiple areas of your life will ground you and open your eyes to new possibilities. What does that mean to you? How does that sit with you? What comes up for you when you hear that and when you read that? And then the Create Brave prompt says, look at your schedule and identify the 3 most important tasks on your to-do list and schedule 30 to 60 minutes of intentional, focused time where you do nothing but work on one specific task. I call that batch tasking. and block scheduling. And it is, in fact, game changing. All right. Thank you for playing along with me. Remember that I will not be here next Wednesday. I'll be on vacation. And so I urge you to take the time you would normally spend with us here in Brave in Action and spend 15 to 20 minutes doing something just for you. And then head over to the Brave on Purpose Facebook group, find the prompt, and tell us how you spent those 15 minutes. If you'd like to get a copy of the Create Brave cards, copy of my book, or we have all kinds of awesome fun swag, visit vickeryandco.com/store. And if you want that Dreamscaping worksheet, send me an email at heather@vickeryandco.com. We drop a brand new episode of the Brave Files podcast tomorrow, Thursday. And next Tuesday, we drop a brand new episode of Was It Chance podcast. I hope you'll listen. If you like them, follow, subscribe, rate, review, share, tell your friends. Most importantly, I want you to know that it is my honor and my pleasure to be on this journey with you. I want to connect. I am active on TikTok. I'm at Brave Heather. I am active on Instagram at Vickery & Co. and Twitter at Vickery & Co. Follow me, DM me. Let's connect. Let's get to know each other. I want to be part of your brave journey. It is such an honor, a pleasure, and a privilege for me to do so. So until I get a chance to talk to you again, I'm Heather Vickery, reminding you today and every single day to go out and choose bravely. Bye, friends.